Hey everybody, this is David, and I am going to be talking about Logan, Hugh Jackman's final movie as the iconic character Wolverine. And I gotta say, this movie was really, really good. This is not just like me over exaggerating like I probably sometimes do, but yes, this movie was a really strong, powerful, emotional film that I feel I don't know if it's my favorite X-Men movie yet. I'm still torn between this one and Days of Future Past, but let's get right into it. What I thought about this movie. First of all, you got Hugh Jackman back as this character, along with Patrick Stewart's Charles Xavier. Both of them a lot more older, and now their powers are slowly fading away. Mutants are starting to become extinct in this film. There's another mutant named Caliban in the movie who we kind of saw in X-Men Apocalypse, but I don't know if there's any real connection there other than the name of the character. Although they do say he had sort of a shady past in his time, so who knows. The X-Men continuity, forget about that all here because it will make your mind explode. There's some things that, like, there's loose connective tissue, I would say. Some things you have to ignore, some things you have to remake. But that's what helps some of the better X-Men films, I think, is when they do ignore certain aspects. Because, let's face it, they never really planned this stuff out and this is how it was going to go. Marvel does that, sure, with their Avenger films. They plan things carefully. This can connect to that can connect to this. The X-Men films have never been that. They just want to tell good stories. They don't want to be chained into what they can and cannot do. And it works for them, especially with this movie right here, which is really nicely written. Patrick Stewart, we've seen him father Logan in many ways in the previous X-Men films until Days of Future Past, where we had to see Logan help out Charles, a younger Charles Xavier, obviously. Here we see him taking care of an older Charles Xavier, which is really nice to see. It's kind of like a son taking care of his elderly father, who's, unfortunately seems to be at the end of his rope. Going a little crazy, maybe. And you actually feel sorry for Patrick Stewart in many ways. Like, his acting is incredible too. Hugh Jackman obviously is the star, but Patrick Stewart, he brings a lot of emotional depth in this film that I think will leave some people a little teary-eyed at times and have people worried for him, hoping, like, what happened to him? This is not the professor we used to know. But in some ways, it's like great acting-wise. It's amazing seeing how much range Patrick Stewart has. And there are some funny moments with him too. I'm not gonna, say it's all dramatic with him. There are some funny moments, some funny lines coming from Patrick Stewart in this movie that I really thought was nice to see. It's a different side of Professor Xavier that we haven't seen in either his previous performances or even in McAvoy's performance. So it was really nice seeing this side of the character. We get a little girl, named X-23, who I won't spoil too much about, but I will say that her chemistry with Logan, with Hugh Jackman, the little girl that plays her, does a terrific job. I was going into this movie thinking, well, why are they adding a little girl to this movie? I don't know much about X-23 in the comics, but I came out saying, you know what, that girl was badass. For a little girl her age, yeah, she was kicking a lot. She's one of those kids, because kids in movies, especially movies like this, could go either way. It could go really bad or really good. We've gotten some good kid characters in action movies before. Maybe John Connor from Terminator 2 is a good example. I think the X-23 can put John Connor to shame. I think she is that badass, from her opening fighting scene to her attitude to everything. She really is, like, I don't know how to say this without spoiling it, so I better just continue on. What about the man himself, Hugh Jackman? Obviously, Hugh Jackman is amazing in this movie. I mean, how much more amazing can this guy get? This guy blows it out of the water each time he returns as this character. It's amazing. I feel sorry for any actor that has to fill in the claws of Hugh Jackman, because those are big claws to fill right now. Every other actor who plays other characters who replace, other people, it's an easy transition. I think even Robert Downey Jr. can kind of be replaced at times. Even though we've gotten some amazing performances from Robert Downey Jr., I can see other people playing it a little bit differently in other ways too that we haven't seen Robert Downey Jr. yet. But I feel Hugh Jackman has covered almost every area of Wolverine to date that, I don't know. I feel sorry for the actor that has to replace him, because Hugh Jackman is amazing. And his character here gets a very satisfying conclusion to his overall story. The villain in this movie, there's kind of a few villains, but the main one, I guess, is a human character who you've seen in the trailers before. He's trying to capture this mutant, X-23, bring her back to wherever she came from, maybe to do more experiments on her, or maybe to make her work for him and some of the other people that want her. Yeah, I will say the villains are good. I think they work for the story that they're here. Some people feel that they don't have enough depth to them. I don't think they need it, because I think they're there just to drive Logan to do what he needs to do, and it works for this type of a film. And there are some really shocking moments throughout, I will say. I think the movie is very violent. It's not for kids. There's a lot of F-bombs here and there. Not as much as I thought there was going to be. I actually thought it was a little bit less than what I was expecting. It's not like Deadpool, where they're swearing left and right. They give the right amount of swears, and they give enough amount of violence. But when the violence it hits, and there's some brutal things going on in this movie sometimes. I'll leave it at that. But I will say that there are some horrific moments too. I mean, there's moments that I wasn't expecting. There's literally one scene where I thought it was a dream sequence at first. And that's how I heard somebody else describe it too. And I didn't know what they were talking about. And then I saw the movie and I'm like, oh, this must be a dream. And then it happens, and then it's like, oh crap, this is real. And it caught me so off guard that I was like shocked that they were actually doing something like this. And yeah, it was pretty horrific, the whole scene. And but it works for this type of a film. And I have to recommend this movie to everybody. This movie is really, really, really good. I came out very satisfied. Yes, it's a little slow in times, but it needs to be. Those slow moments need to happen to let you breathe from the intensity of other scenes. So you need to have a little bit of a breather once in a while, because yes, the movie is truly that intense. And but I think even if you are a fan or not a fan of superhero films, I think you will enjoy this. I think this is very different from your typical superhero movie, that it will allow you to check this out. This is a movie that helps the genre transcend, just like The Dark Knight did, just like other movies are right now. Captain America, both Civil War and Winter Soldier. I even say Days of Future Past, lump it in there. The original X-Men movie. I mean, Deadpool in many respects. These are the type of movies that are helping shake the genre up a little bit to keep it fresh and keep it going. And that's what this genre needs. And that's why the superhero genre is still strong to this day, because they are finding new ways to entertain people with these characters. And that's why we love them. So I will recommend this to everybody. I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10. I thought maybe 9.5 out of 10. It was that amazing. Again, going back on Days of Future Past, I don't know if I'm ready to say that Logan is better. A part of me still loves Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past to me is like the Avengers. It's something special, and I think there's something there that's saying, I don't know, I think I like that one a little bit more, but I still love this movie. This is, if it's not my first favorite X-Men film or even superhero film of all time, it's definitely in the top 5 or 6 of the conversation, definitely. And if people do like Logan more than Days of Future Past, I'm not arguing with you. This is a really strong film, so go and check this movie out. And until next time, guys, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below, tell me your thoughts on Logan, and yes, until next time, take care.